What's up YouTube? How's it going everybody? This is Everyday Nonsense, and today I'm going to show you some some real nonsense here. So I have been a Galaxy fan for quite a while. I'm not like a fanboy, like it's not like the only choice for phone. It was my preferred phone. I went through 3 Galaxy S7 Edges. First one I fell out of my pocket like day 1. Cracked the spiderweb the whole screen, it was fucked. Phone was actually functioning because it had cracked in the middle. It didn't really damage the LED display all that much, and so the phone still functioned properly. But it was ugly, so I got it fixed regardless. And then when they fixed it, I believe when they put in the new screen, they broke the seals that make it water resistant. And of course, the shop says if you get water damage, your phone's not covered by their insurance. And so I got water damage on the phone pretty quick, about a week after. And I had to just go through the insurance to get a new one, and so I've had this new one for a long time, probably close to coming. It's got to be coming up on a year now because I got it the end of my senior year in high school, and it's almost the end of high school for this next group of seniors. But I'm going to show you guys what happens when you just barely nick the edge part of the screen, the edge part. I'm going to show you guys what happened. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking... I ended up going and getting a new phone, and I ended up getting the iPhone 7 because of this. Because I didn't want to deal with the edge screen again. It was really annoying to me. I guess I could have gotten just a standard S7, but... or just a standard S8. I think they make those without, like, the infinity screen. But regardless, I went with the iPhone because I was done with the edge screen. I was done with the phone scratch. I'm a pretty average phone user. I don't drop my phone left and right, and I keep a case on it most of the time. But I'm like the average person. I might drop my phone every once in a while, and so the fact that you chip the edge screen and this happens, it's fucking ridiculous. I'm going to show you guys in like 2 seconds. Just wait right there. Alright guys, as you can see, I have just a little, if I can focus, there's just a little tiny crack right there. It's just a little gouge in the side of the screen. You know, it's fine. It's not like it's a ridiculous amount of damage to the screen. It wouldn't really affect it because it's on the edge. Or so I thought. So I was like, fine, that's cool, whatever. I'll just deal with it. And then I went to look at my phone, and would you believe it? The whole bottom half of the fucking screen is totally fucked. I mean, look at that shit. It's just, let's show that off again here. It's just ridiculous. And I suppose it's to be expected. I mean, the phone is, I did crack the phone, that was my fault. I did damage the LED display. There is like a black line going across here with dead pixels. But the thing that boggles me is the phone worked, kind of. Sometimes you get it where it's not flashing like this and it's just got the black line right here. Oh, but most of the time it is just unusable, and it still functions. You can still, it still registers all hand movement even along here. But the screen is so fucked, and I'm done with this. Just that little chip right there. Little chip right there damages the LED display. And the phone is just, it's done. It is done. Let's see if I can turn it on even. It's at 1% battery, that's not good. Yep. Lovely. Beautiful sight. But you can see where the pixels are broken here. And then the phone, yep. Fucking A. Oh, and it turns on. That's a good sign. You know, and it's not, it's a little bit easier to see on my end the flashing. It's a much more green than what you can see there. Oh, and is it gonna work? Good shit, good shit. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, you can see. And then the phone dies. it's just, be warned before you go get an Infinity screen and a Galaxy S7 Edge. Now, obviously, I was being irresponsible with this. I dropped this device. But be warned, you get a chip in the edge like that, probably anywhere on the edge, it's gonna damage your display, and it's not gonna be cheap to repair, because you will have to repair it, because you'll get that. You'll either have to repair it or go through insurance, and neither one is cheap. I mean, this is a $600, $700 phone. I believe when I got my screen repaired, it was probably $100 to $200 for the screen repair, and the insurance at the time when this phone first came out, it was like $200 for the insurance, and so that's not cheap just for a little crack like that. And like I said, I'm not overly irresponsible with my phones. I just am pretty average with it. I drop it every once in a while. I should probably be more careful, throw a case on there. But just be warned that this edge screen is very, very delicate. And it's the reason why I didn't get another Galaxy, why I went with the iPhone, is because I cannot trust myself with an edge screen like that, even with a case on it. I believe I had the case, I may have even had the case on it when I dropped it. I'm not sure. You can see, I'll show you. The case right here, it kind of covers the edge screen. I'm not going to put it in. But when you put it in, it kind of covers the edge screen, but not really, because it still is sticking out. Oh, just dropped my phone again. It still is sticking out just a little bit, and you nick that corner of the edge, and you see, the phone didn't sustain too much outer damage, but you can see, I don't know if you can see this, but it spidered along the edge screen here, and I believe what it did was it damaged the LED display. And like I said again, that's fine. It is totally my fault for being irresponsible with the phone at the time. But at the same time, people just drop their phones. It just happens. And so I beg all of you to think about this before you go out and you spend your money on a Galaxy S7 Edge or a Galaxy 8 Infinity. I haven't used the Infinity. I'm not sure how delicate it is, but I imagine if it's got I think it's even more edged. The screen is even more curved. It's not going to be a fun time if you drop it. Your phone is totally screwed. So if you do like the phone, like the way it looks, like the edge screen, it's difficult to put on, but I would suggest putting a tempered glass screen cover over it and your case. That would give you a little bit more durability, but if you're not doing either of those, you drop your phone one time on any kind of a hard surface and it is going to be completely destroyed. You can also see right here, the home button gets a little bit of wear and tear, just usual wear and tear from just running your finger over it, hitting it. The one thing I will say about this phone, the fingerprint sensor doesn't work worth a shit. It is, and I just thought that's how all fingerprint sensors were. You know, the technology wasn't necessarily all there 100% with the phones. But I got the iPhone 7, and it works like a charm. It works like a charm. Nobody else can get into my phone. I've tried it to see how secure it was, to getting my roommate, getting other people to try and get into my phone. They can't do it. But I can. It's just a swift tap of the finger. But these phones, you have to get your finger in such a specific area, and it takes so much longer that if that's the functionality you're looking for, it's not all there. You can see the back of the phone has no damage. I mean, it's in fairly good condition. The battery life, I will say, the battery life on these is less than expected. And I imagine with the Notes exploding, Samsung isn't exactly going for trying to go to the moon with their batteries. I mean, they need to be a little bit more careful. But at the same time, the battery life just isn't there. It's not that great. It doesn't charge all that fast, even with the rapid charger. This is a rapid charger that I've got going on it. Oh, look. It's a lovely display. I will say, the phone looks great. It's a very attractive device. I don't think that my iPhone looks as good as the S7 or as the S7 or even the S8 does. The camera, very good. I was happy with the pictures. It had a manual function, which I thought was cool. On the iPhone, you have to download an app for it, whereas this one comes standard. It's not like a fully manual camera, but it does have your ISO, your shutter speed, all that kinds of stuff. You got a manual focus, so you can take some really high quality photos with it. So that's good. Front camera was pretty average. I think it's about the same on the iPhone. I think they're both 8 megabits, something of that sort. This phone particularly does not have the Retina scanner. I heard that the S8 Infinity does have the Retina scanner. I'd be interested to see how well that works. I have a friend that has one, and I'll have to test that out. But you can see there's no damage on the back of the phone. So the damage doesn't... If you crack one side, you might not be cracking the other side. Because like I said, it probably pretty hard on the corner there. I would have expected the back to have shattered, and it didn't. It seemed to have resisted fairly well, which is good. Another thing to know, if you do go get your screen replaced or decide to replace it yourself, it is a pain in the ass. Since there are no screws for the outer side of the screen. Let me take that charger out. There's no screws for the outer side of the screen or the back. So what you have to do is you have to heat it up with a heat gun, and you have to basically break the seals with the glue on the back, lift the back up, and then take out the parts. And then you get the front display out, and that's how you replace it. And you can get into some dangerous territory, I was told, with trying to put this back on if the back's in good, if you're not like replacing the back as well. Also, I will warn, like I had said earlier, when I do get my screen replaced, if you do go down that route, if you have one or want to get one, the seals that made it water resistant did break, and it was no longer water resistant for the most part. It never died in water, but it lost functionality in water. So I would suggest, if you get your phone fixed, consult your repairman as to if you can get those seals resealed or if they broke the seals, so you know. But yeah, that's the video. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Remember, this video is just my opinions from my experience with the Galaxy S7 Edge. It may not all carry over to the S8 Infinity. I imagine some of it would with how delicate the Infinity screen is. But just keep what I said in this video in mind if you are planning on purchasing one of these devices. They are very delicate machines. They're great machines. They have an amazing amount of functionality, but they are just so delicate. You need to be very careful with them. So just keep this video in mind when you're looking at buying those. This isn't a pro Apple. This isn't pro Samsung. I don't necessarily support one or the other. I just kind of buy what I need at the time. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe if you're new, and leave a like if you learned something, if this video helped you out with your decision in getting an S7 or an S7 Edge or an S7 or an S8 Infinity. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I will see you in the next video. Peace.